Manchester United 3, Newcastle 2, a massive 3 points in the race for Europa if Chelsea and Newcastle can drop some further points. But 3 goals, 3 youngsters scoring. In fact, 2 youngsters scoring for Newcastle, and the youth shone through. The technical brilliance of Kobbie Mainoo and Amad Diallo and Bruno Fernandes linking up in those right half spaces was beautiful to watch. And while the game wasn't perfect, Newcastle were dangerous on the transition. Newcastle always looked like scoring when they had a good attack, and we gave the ball away, and we did give the ball away. And it wasn't perfect, but it was so much better than what we've seen this season. And when we've seen so much mess this season, and we've seen us not even creating a chance the last 2 games, to just have Bruno Fernandes back on the pitch and creating more chances in 40 minutes than the whole team did the last 2 games says, you know what, when the players are back and when you play our best players in their best positions, there is something here. It feels awful. It feels at times like, sell this whole squad, sell this whole team. But you look at it and you go, well, Amad's got quality, Bruno's got quality, Mainoo's got quality, Hojlund's got quality. Garnacho wasn't at his best today, but Garnacho's got quality. You've obviously got players like Martinez that have quality and Diallo that have quality. You actually see quality here on the pitch, but we've got to utilise it. What has Anthony been doing? Playing over Amad Diallo this whole time. Amad Diallo, Bruno Fernandes, Kobbie Mainoo, and of course, Hojlund. Really impressed with them today. Amrabat really impressed with him today as well. Amrabat had a very, very good game. And I think Amrabat, Mainoo, Bruno, that's my midfield three for the FA Cup final. Amad Diallo was starting an FA Cup final, but it took Amad Diallo 53 minutes to equal Anthony's goal and assist record for the season. Amad has played 21 less games than Anthony, and now he has the same amount of goals and assists than Anthony. But it's not just about goals and assists. Amad looks better on the ball than Anthony. Amad looks better in everything he does than Anthony. The way Amad gets the ball, he is so technically good. He is so intelligent. When I say we lack technically good, intelligent players, Mainoo and Amad make such a difference, and that's why on the eye, their ability to have 3 players chasing them down and then just turn, glide, do a little trick, get around those players with ease. Their press resistance, wow. They are so clever. The way they use their body, scam, manipulate defenders, do those body feints to create space. Amad's how he creates space for that pass assist to Mainoo. Amad's decision-making in the final third. What I like about Amad is he can receive the ball out wide, make a great touch. He can have 3 defenders around him. He can do around the defenders. And then he can find space. He uses his body to also manipulate defender, create space, and play this brilliant pass into Kobbie Mainoo. It was fantastic from Amad Diallo. He's better than Anthony in every aspect. Not only does he get goals and assists, not only does he have output, but he makes things happen whenever he got the ball. And today, I think he did the most that led to shot creating actions as well, or something like that. 43 touches, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 key passes, 2 out of 3 dribbles completed, 5 out of 9 duels won, 8.7 SOFA score rating. He puts in a shift. He's been absolutely fantastic, and I'm so impressed with Amad. And I think if Bruno Fernandes didn't put in a 10 out of 10, Amad Diallo, who put in a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 considering the circumstances and the lack of minutes he's got, probably would have been man of the match. But in Amad Diallo, you've got a strong defensive balance to the side. On the left, you can have Garnacho and Rashford that are really direct, really quick, run at you. On the right, you can have players that take care of the ball a little bit better, help retention, Elise, Amad, people that have quick feet, those quick bursts of pace, those combination plays, those quick 1-2s, that's creative. His decision making in the final third, his quick feet, his combination play really helps us break down that final line of defence, and we've needed that. And I have to say, wow, I want to talk about Hojlund getting this goal, because you know me, I've been having a massive rant about people hating on Hojlund, and I'm so happy he scored. I wanted Hojlund or Rashford to score, particularly Hojlund, because I think the hate he's getting is so unjustified, and I'm really glad he scored. But let's talk about Bruno Fernandes, man. Bruno Fernandes come back from injury, probably isn't fully fit, and just dropped a 10 out of 10. Bruno Fernandes, I think, has dropped a 10 out of 10 in literally his last 7-8 games for Manchester United. The 2 games we had without him, we were woeful. Like, actually, to be fair, versus Arsenal, we weren't that bad. Like, we weren't awful versus Arsenal, but it wasn't great. Do you know what I mean? We didn't create anything. Bruno Fernandes created more chances today than the whole team did in the last 2 games. Bruno Fernandes got a 7.4 SOFA score rating against Liverpool, 9.2 against Bournemouth, 10 versus Sheffield United, 9.3 versus Burnley, and an 8.0 versus Newcastle today. Bruno Fernandes, these last couple games, has been absolutely on it. He's been fantastic, and his game numbers today: 5 chances created, 1 big chance created, 1 assist, 11 passes into the final third. His long passing, his set piece, he was everywhere. Bruno Fernandes is the heart and soul of this team. Bruno Fernandes is irreplaceable. People say sell Bruno, sell Bruno, sell Bruno. Bruno Fernandes has dropped 5 man of the match performances in a row. He is the heart of this team. He is truly irreplaceable. He was very good in the false 9 role. He plays injured. I love Bruno. He was fantastic today. Bruno Fernandes and Amad, the quick combination play, their intelligence to read each other. You go and invest in Elise to help depth from the wing. You get a support striker to help out Hojlund, but more importantly, you get, and the most important thing for me is you get that number 6 that's going to bring out the best in Kobbie Mainoo and Bruno and Bosch. Bruno Fernandes is rumoured to leave United, but if Ineos say, look, we're going to build a project here, Amad and Elise on the right, Rashford and Garnacho on the left, Hojlund and maybe a support striker like a Circus attack profile in the middle. You're going to be playing, Mason Mount will be your backup. Mainoo's going to be behind you. We're going to sign an out-and-out brilliant number 6 that's going to get the best out of Mainoo, because Mainoo has had 2 brilliant games in a row, 2 man of the match games in a row after the disaster class versus Crystal Palace, which I said wasn't Mainoo's fault, the disaster class versus Palace, because he was left so exposed with playing with Eriksen and McTominay. Amrabat brings that defensive security, and we're seeing the best of Kobbie Mainoo as well. You've got something there. You've got something. You see, all of a sudden, Bruno's got clever players like Amad and Mainoo on the pitch with him, and Bosch. Bruno is putting in those performances. And it's mad to think that Amad Diallo has said, you know what? Amad Diallo was like, he's decent. Like, I'm not saying Amad Diallo is messy, but like, Anthony's been so bad. Surely it's to start over Anthony. Amad Diallo today has said, not even a question that I have to start for Anthony. You know, maybe there was a reason that Ten Hag was keeping on the bench, and maybe we were going to find that out if Ten Hag gave him a chance. There wasn't a reason. We had this magician on the bench. I tell you what, Amad Diallo is special. But Rasmus Hojlund, I want to talk about Rasmus Hojlund. I'm very positive. I'm very hyped up. I like to be positive, you know me. And I will talk about Amrabat in a second. But Rasmus Hojlund's been getting a lot of stick, and I think it's unfair. I think there's criticism of Rasmus Hojlund. There's definitely things he could have done better this season. But he is not the problem. He's just turned 21 years of age, and he's got 15 goals. 15 goals in his debut season at Man United, 21 years of age, while nursing an injury, while having no service, while having the media giving him stick. Special. His shot conversion rate, Bosch. He's got what? The most goals in the Premier League of any player aged 21 or under this season. He has very little service. He receives barely any passes. Yes, there's times where he could maybe make himself more available, of course. But his ability to finish that, Bosch. We've seen in Bayern Munich games. We've seen in the Aston Villa game. Hojlund has it in him. Hojlund has it in him. He needs confidence. He's a young player. He needs you to get behind him. But Hojlund has it in him. Hojlund will be a special player. 15 goals this season. Started the season at 20 years of age with very little Premier League experience under his belt. In the hardest team in United with the most media pressure, which is Manchester United, with no service in the graveyard shift. But having scraps, and he's scoring. Hojlund will be a top player if the right environment is created. Garnacho wasn't his best today. He's knackered. He's getting no help. He's isolated on that left-hand side. We need Luke Shaw back for, or a left-back for the overlap. But I'll say this with Garnacho, didn't have his best game today. Garnacho, Hojlund, Amad and Kobbie Mainoo have what you need to be a top player. It will be determined by themselves and how much work they do, but the environment at United, and this is why Ineos have come in at the right time for me. You need to create that right environment, Ineos. You've got 4 great youngsters, potentially 5 in Kambawala. You've got Amas, Lacey, Ethan Wheatley, Ethan Williams, Jack Fletcher. You know, even Dan Gore's out on loan, hasn't really played. You've got some special players in the academy, technical players. You've got 4 brilliant players that could start for Manchester United right now that are young. You've got more coming through in our best under-18 squad that run the treble. They've won every trophy they can win, but obviously the Youth Cup. You know, fantastic under-18 squad. You need to create the right environment to nurture these players. You need to create a sustainable atmosphere, an environment where we're building a technically good side. I think Ten Hag was capable of that because he did it at Ajax. I think there's definitely parts of Ten Hag's game I don't like, and there was definitely things that was wrong today. We were vulnerable, but there is something special there at United, and we need to invest in that. I lastly want to applaud Amrabat. He made 2 or 3 just insane world-class tackles. We saw World Cup Amrabat come out. We saw a brilliant performance from Amrabat. And I think, you know, he should have been playing more over Eriksen. Yes, he's not always the most mobile. And yes, Manchester United will need to go out and get number 6. And actually, PSG have confirmed that Ugarte will not be there next season. And maybe that's an option there. I really like Fofana of Monaco. I really like Mats Wiefer as well. But I thought Amrabat had a really good game. I think Amrabat is the thing about Amrabat is he has a good game, but he's got a mistake in him. That's the thing about Amrabat. But I'd start him. I'd start Amad. And Ten Hag will look a bit silly for not starting Amrabat and Amad more this season for sure. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. A good way to end the last home game. Maybe we can push on, win these next 2 games. FA Cup finals, what it's counting on. I've got a bit more positivity going into it now, but you never know. They'll probably go back to the old United versus Brighton. Smash a like, smash a subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.